Get in, losers. We're watching the new Alien movie. No, not you. Get out of here, you. I'm of course talking about the 2024 Amazon Prime Video smash hit Alien Origin. None of the words in that sentence were true, and we'll get to why. But first, a little backstory. Alien Romulus just came out, and even though I've been hurt repeatedly by the Alien franchise, and arguably the last good Alien movie came out before I was born, I was still pretty hyped. But I wanted to watch the original Alien again before I went to see Romulus, because it's set between Alien and Aliens. It just made sense. And since I had Amazon Prime left over from the last video, I figured I'll check if it's on there. They actually have all the Alien movies available to buy or rent, but if you want to see them as part of a streaming subscription, you got to go to Disney Plus. I ended up grabbing Disney Plus again and watched Alien. Big shocker, it still slaps. But when I was on Amazon and I searched for Alien, something else caught my eye. Alongside the original Alien movies and like Prometheus and the terrible AVP movies, there was something else. Something I never even heard of before. Alien Origin. It's a 2024 release according to Amazon, and we'll come back to that. But more importantly, it has a single 1-star review, so I had to watch it. And I did. And now I need to talk to you all about it. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is going to be one of those cheap, shitty knockoffs of one of the Alien movies. But no, it's actually a cheap, shitty knockoff of Predator and the Blair Witch Project, somehow. Which you can see instantly in the intro, because it does the crappy text intro thing that Blair Witch Project does, before then jumping to the helicopter flying into the jungle bit from Predator. Well, kinda. Obviously they couldn't actually afford a helicopter for this, high budget production they're working on. So it's just some drone footage with a helicopter sound playing over it. Once that's done, we're introduced to our protagonist. Kinda. There's going to be a lot of kindas here, so just stick with me. There are no characters in this movie, but Julia's the closest we're getting to a protagonist, since none of the other characters get like an introduction or backstory or personality traits. Julia is an adventure journalist, which is the most movie/video game ass sounding job I've ever heard of. She's here to accompany the Belize Special Forces.
Didn't know Belize had a special force? Think again. They do.
It's on a mission to plant some cameras in the woods, I think. The briefing isn't super clear. I lied, actually. Another character does get an introduction here.
We have reason to believe that there will be illegal activity along the line of the border.
I am 99% sure he's just like an actual Belize army guy who wanted to be in the movie. In fact, I'm going to go further. Everyone listed on the IMDb page with the same first name as their character's first name, I'm positive is just a soldier. They all have no other acting credits or real information about them on there. They're not actors, they're just soldiers. So the group set off, and we immediately just jump into basically 4 minutes of traveling in silence. Like, there's some dialogue. Julia tries to banter with one of the soldiers about what they do in their downtime, and he basically just says, I like getting drunk and being a top shagger, which I'm sure is exactly what this young woman wants to hear as she heads into the jungle with like a dozen armed men. They get into some trucks, cross a river on like a rope pulley bridge thing. This guy gets all tactical for some reason, and then they get out of the trucks and walk through the jungle. So this bit, everyone stops at the river and has to be super quiet. And then this dude just fucking turbos across, making as much noise as possible. It's hilarious. Splishy, splashy, splishy, splashy. It's like a ninja ghost. The rest of them all follow suit, splishy splashy and all. We get more jungle walking, we get more tactical hand signals, and then eventually they stumble across a boat in a field. I think this bit's meant to mirror the bit where they find the downed helicopter in Predator. I love that he describes it as some kind of boat. Looks like a pretty standard boat to me.
He said that the ocean's 100 miles away. No clue how the boat got here.
Okay, fine. It's weird that they find a boat in a field, but like, there are rivers. We saw one in the intro. Could definitely just be a riverboat. Like, it's not a cruise liner or anything.
How far are we from the ocean?
It's approximately 150 miles.
Apparently the ocean's getting even further away now. I guess the expansion of the universe makes fools of us all. Oh, the Alien's shoulder cameras. Nice. We finally found something they ripped off from Alien instead of Predator, or Blair Witch. They search the boat and find a camera that's all gunked up, and they can't watch it. Apparently the footage was recovered though, so we get to see it. It's genuinely some of the lowest resolution, worst footage I've ever seen. It has scan lines on it for some reason, despite clearly being a digital camera. Anyway, we see some guy is scuba diving. He gets back to his boat. There's a UFO, I think. I don't know. He screams a lot. And then his boat just gets fucking yeeted into the sky and presumably lands in the field. So we move on a bit and the soldiers set up a camp complete with a load of like night vision cameras everywhere. They're trying to push Julia as this like big celebrity. So she signs a book for one of the soldiers in this really awkward scene where she speaks out her entire message to him. It's agonizing.
Lovely week with you in the jungle.
We then get a section shot at night where the soldiers all see a lot of animals while they're on guard. Like a suspicious number of animals. I'm just sitting here watching it like, I know what they did here. They just went to the zoo and filmed a lot of stuff in night vision. And sure enough, in the credits, there it is, Belize Zoo. The soldiers are all really panicked in the morning because there's some like weird claw marks on the trees, which makes me wonder, did they all just go to sleep? I'm not an army guy, obviously, look at me, but like I'm pretty sure you do shifts so that someone is on guard at all times. How does something come in and fuck up all the trees without anyone noticing? Eventually they get a message from command that some Americans have gone missing, so their mission changes and they have to go find them. They find this creepy ass dude with a machete who looks like, you know, can we get Danny Trejo? No, we've got Danny Trejo at home. Now this dude's creepy as fuck. Look at the way he stares down at the camera. He's definitely going to come up again later. He does not come up again in the movie. Another 5 solid minutes of walking through the jungle. And then they arrive at the missing Americans camp. And I'm not making this up. Run into an Amazon delivery guy who was dropping something off. I know I talked shit about Amazon in the last video, but fair play. They're delivering stuff to the middle of the jungle. That's pretty cool. After interrogating the Amazon dude, they find some footage on the archaeologist's camera. And then see a weird skull and everyone starts freaking out. We then get to see the footage from the camera that they find in the camp. This is now the second time we've had our protagonists find footage in this found footage movie. It's like found footage-ception. We now get 3.5 unedited minutes of this doctor guy and his assistant exploring a cave, and at the end of it they find some pottery.
I can guarantee there hasn't been anyone in this cave for many thousands of years.
Bollocks. Look at that broken pot just standing there on its end. Like, someone arranged that. This is not how archaeology works. The scientist dude, Dr. Holden, finds one of those, like, plastic Halloween skulls that you find in the supermarket, and it leads to the funniest single shot of this entire movie. Like, just look at it.
God. Susan.
Oh my god, it's cracking me up. I had to stop this shot because I was laughing too much. After this, they get attacked by the bad CGI monster that ruins all the camera footage, and his assistant, Susan, runs away. We then cut back to the main group.
So apparently we've just gotten word that one of the missing archaeologists has been found. They're about 30 miles away from
We jump to about 20 seconds of walking, and boom! We're there. I'm assuming this means that in the like 4-minute travel sequence we had earlier, they circumnavigated the globe. They get to the spot where the rescued archaeologist is supposed to be, and it's a town of, and I shit you not here, German-speaking Amish people. Which seems weird as hell, but this is an actual thing in Belize. They're called Mennonites. It's wild. Go on the Wikipedia page if you want to look it up. I'm really beginning to think this film crew just went to Belize with like 3 actors and roped in anybody they could find and put them in the movie. I'm not convinced anyone in this village even knows they're in a movie. As far as they're concerned, some Americans turned up with the army, filmed some stuff, wandered off, and these guys are just like, the hell was that about? Or I guess it would be, was war das denn? The Mennonites have found Susan. She's all messed up, but she agrees to take them to where the doctor guy is.
You look after her, she's your responsibility. You go after her, you look after her now!
What? You're the military team that was sent in to rescue her. Why is she suddenly the journalist's responsibility? It makes no sense. So they head out, following Susan's directions. She's chatting with a soldier about a spaceship she saw, and then boom! They find a spaceship. So these aliens apparently chill in caves with like old pottery and then also spaceships. They go into the spaceship, which looks a lot like the inside of a factory. Susan is talking about her and Dr. Holden were like dragged through here together.
We were dragged, we were pulled down a corridor, we were put, there were green lights.
Which is absolutely not what happened. We saw she ran away and left him in a cave.
What are you doing in a cave?
We're then treated to 5 minutes of just walking around a steel mill, as far as I can tell, with frequent stops so everyone can talk about how lost they are.
I don't know, this is it. This is it, he should be here.
Susan runs off and finds another plastic Halloween skull on a pedestal, and then she just grabs the skull for some reason. Ah, run away! Oh, I was wrong. It's not a steel mill. It was a fireworks factory. Right. Everyone's running away now, and I've got a drinking game for you. Start the movie at like minute 52 and drink every time someone says the word go.
Go! 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 Move! Move! Move!
No. So they make it to the extraction truck, but the drivers are gone and oh no, it's broken. So we get more walking, even more walking. At one point, Susan gets angry with the cameraman for filming her.
Will you fuck off, please?
Which isn't really important now, but remember this scene because it's gonna come up again at the end. The group eventually arrives at the cave, which, like, this is a weird order to do things, right? You've just been inside an alien spaceship. Who cares about a cave?
What are you doing in a cave?
Some soldiers go into the cave. One of them gets munched. I think. You don't see anything, but I don't think this is a good sound for a human being to make. Yeah, I think he's dead. Everyone starts shooting at nothing. They turn around to run away and then just, oh, look, it's Dr. Holden, who is now a zombie, I think. He's definitely not all there.
Moira! Moira! Hello! Moira!
Who the fuck is Laura? I'm serious. There's nobody called Laura in this movie. There are two women, Julia, the journalist, and Susan, the doctor's assistant. And we know she's called Susan because...
Susan!
I just look at it. So I think this dude just forgot what her character's name was and nobody corrected him, which is just beautiful. Speaking of Susan, where the hell has she gone? She wasn't with them when they went into the cave. The last we saw of her, she was shouting at the camera guy, and now she's just vanished. The final 20 minutes of this movie are just an incomprehensible mess of people running around, shooting, with crappy alien sound effects just playing over the top. The aliens seem to be shooting them with fireworks, which actually makes sense. They did break into the fireworks factory earlier and blew it up when they stole that skull thing. If I was giving constructive feedback to the aliens, maybe don't have your factory self-destruct tied to an unguarded skull sat on a plinth. Or maybe just don't have a self-destruct in your firework factory. That seems like a bad idea. Oh hey, Laura's back. I mean, Susan's back. Whoever she is, she's back. And she's gone. There's more shooting and more running, and then for some reason we spend the last 10 minutes of the movie with these soldiers, who I swear have never been introduced or had any screen time up to now. They make some traps for no reason other than because they did it in Predator and we're knocking off Predator. Also, look how shit this trap looks. That's not going to kill anything. I stand corrected. They make another terrible trap designed to, like, drop a small log on an alien if they walk exactly under this tiny doorway made of trees. An alien teleports in to steal the log and then just disappears. I think they're just messing with them at this point. And then in the closing shot, we finally get a look at the alien. Well, it's the best we're getting. It looks like a kind of spindly robot thing. And that's it. Kinda. I think even the filmmakers realized that they had no plot when they finished the movie, because we get this weird epilogue thing with some footage from earlier. Remember the bit where she shouted at the camera guy?
Will you fuck off, please?
It's then. Susan's talking to one of the soldiers, but it's so clearly dubbed over.
I had its DNA analyzed, and well, it's us.
They obviously did this to try and salvage the movie. She's talking about the origins of life on Earth and how the aliens are our ancestors. It makes no sense, but nothing in this movie's made any sense, so who cares? Okay, so that was Alien Origin. Just the worst movie I've ever seen by a comfortable margin. It's currently sitting at 2 stars out of 10 on IMDb, and honestly that score is generous. Like, it's 90% 1-star reviews, and then a couple of 10 out of 10s from some just degenerates. One of the 10 out of 10 reviews is just somebody saying that people need to use their imagination more. Sure, I'll just imagine I watched a good movie. My absolute favourite 1-star review, though, is just from this person who says, "Thank you. but it was not good. I love how polite that critique is. If you do want to watch it for yourself, don't worry, you don't have to give Bezos any money. You can go watch it on the publisher's YouTube channel as well. Although, honestly, don't. I wouldn't recommend it. It has no plot, no characters, no script. It's a marvel of shit cinema. I am staggered that something this poor was made in 2024. Yeah, about that. So remember earlier when I said we were watching the new Alien movie? Get in, losers. We're watching the new Alien movie. Well, I lied to you. It's not new. But, to be fair, Amazon lied to me first. The Prime Video page says 2024, but a quick check on IMDb shows that it actually released in 2012. Amazon, you can't just lie about when movies came out. Like, oh, we've got this new Mafia movie. You're gonna love it. And it's just The Godfather. Anyway, I'm glad I could share this slice of cinema history with you. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe on your way out the door. It really helps the channel, and more people need to know about this terrible movie. If you know of any other terrible movies I should watch, drop it in the comments below and I might have a look. Okay, thanks, bye! Oh yeah, is such a thing possible? Yes, it is.